Hi there, Serial Trader here. I got a request to have a look at Cameco Corporation, ticker symbol CCJ, and I believe this is the world's largest publicly traded uranium company. So this chart actually looks pretty interesting. Right now I'm sitting on the monthly chart, so I'm assuming this is all the data since it began trading here, according to this data set, at least in 1996. And looking from our bottom here in 2000, you got a very clean impulse wave up. Okay, you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, and that topped out in 2007. And then you did this very long correction. Now, many commodities have been in a large corrective phase for well over 10 years, depending on which commodity you look at. Some are like 15 plus years. Again, depends on which individual commodity, but it looks like we've got a very secure low here at the March 2020 bottom here on CCJ. So I would view this as an initial impulse wave up into 2007, a corrective decline into 2020, and now we're starting something more bullish to the upside. And let's just focus in on this price action. I'll get off the monthly, maybe we'll go to the weekly chart here. And if we're looking here, now I have this in log scale since we were on that monthly chart, but if I take it out of log, it won't make too much of a difference on this time and price scale. So let's do that. Well, we'll stick with weekly for now. So I would argue that we're nearing the completion of a 5-wave move off the March 2020 lows. So if you're not already long this from lower levels, I would be cautious at the moment of starting a new position, for instance. So let's just get some labels up here. Got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 3, 4, and looks like we're working R5. Okay, so whenever we finish R5 here, and okay, well, since wave 3 is obviously the longest wave, you would expect wave 1 and 5 to tend towards equality. They don't have to be, exact equality, but that is a good guideline. So let's just do that. Let's bring up the equality relationship between 1 and 5. And actually, so far we've come right up to that point and backed off just a little bit. So equality between 1 and 5 would be 22.37. So far the high is 22.38. So that's... I'll just tentatively put the wave 5 label there. It can certainly just grind a little higher before it starts correcting, but I like that. And we can also do an Elliott final channel where we connect the wave 2 low with the wave 4 low projected off the wave 3 top. And sometimes you get up and test that upper channel line. It's not it's not a must have, but it's definitely something to look for if we keep going past this equality mark. Maybe run into some resistance at that upper channel line. What else do we got? Some other relationships to calculate as far as where to look for a potential top if it's not already kind of in. That'd be the distance traveled in waves 1 through 3 off of wave 4, and that would be a 618 relationship to that. So what price does that give us for another potential target there? Well, that'd be quite a bit higher at 25.63 if it did the 618 versus the 1 through 3 distance. Just throwing some numbers out here in case we do not quite reach our top here, right? Well, and actually we're still on the weekly. So if I drop down to a daily, how are we looking here on the subdivisions? I mean, this has been a quite an explosive move. So it really doesn't look like it's done going yet. It's a 4 hour. Yeah, it's hard to get. I mean, maybe you got a 1, 2, 1, 2. You got lots of gaps to the upside. So it really doesn't look like we're done this wave 5, on this weekly chart to the upside. So more likely than not, we're going to take out that mid 22s area and keep going by the looks of it on the short term action. But whenever this happens, okay, so whenever we do top out, what to look for as far as the next big opportunity would be some sort of corrective decline. And usually that previous fourth wave of one lesser degree, that usually offers a nice target to the downside. It doesn't have to go that far, but certainly a good tendency to look for. Do a fib divider. Let me just bring this up here. Throw some fib levels in. Okay, so right now, and the fib divider is just where you take a retracement of the overall move. And now that we have a wave 4, usually wave 4 lines up reasonably well with one of these fib retracement levels. So you just drag that up. Hang on. Let me make sure I grab the right thing here. I'll just redo it. Okay, so what you do is you just pull your retracement out here. And let's just shrink this down a bit. So we're already past the 38.2% being the fib divider level. So let's just drag this up to see, okay, how high would we have to go for that 50% area to be the fib divider level. And that would be, let me just mark this. That'd be right up here close to that 6181 versus 3, or 1 through 3 off of 4 relationship. So there is some case to be made here as far as targets to get to that 25 plus area. And given the short-term action here on wave 5, it looks like there is more to go. So that'd be a good area to look for. I mean, if you are long, that would certainly be an interesting area to look for selling into. Kind of that mid-25 area. And then at that point, I would just wait for a nice corrective decline to initiate a new long position. But definitely, if you're not already in, I'd be cautious about chasing it here. Let me just clean this all up. And yeah, okay. But definitely a good looking chart, both long-term and intermediate and short-term. I mean, fundamentally, there's all this talk of greening up the economy and reducing CO2 emissions. Well, if that is going to be seriously tackled by the powers that be, then I think nuclear power, which obviously uranium is an important component to, will have to be a big part of the mix. And that would certainly align well with the bullish looking chart here on CCJ. So I like that kind of a technical and fundamental alignment for a longer term play, right? But yeah, I'd be waiting for this wave 5 to top out, wait for a proportional correction to this overall move off the March 2020 lows. And then, yeah, once you get that pullback, we can start measuring some downside targets for, the next long entry. But right now, it's just, if you're not already in, I'd be, well, if you're in, you can certainly try and ride it higher. Obviously, protect your open profit as you see fit. But as far as the next big buying opportunity, I think that's still to come after we top out here in our 5th wave and have a proportional correction to that. Anyway, yeah, that's my take on CCJ. I'll probably do a video maybe tomorrow or Monday. Markets are closed on Monday, of course. So I'll do a video tomorrow or Monday on a few things, maybe the overall major indices. Haven't updated those since I think right before August begun. Now we're into September, so I guess it warrants an update. And maybe look at some gold-related things. I think there's some interesting activity to point out there, and some trades. So yeah, we'll do that. All right, Serial Trader signing off.